My name is Queenie and you are watching Casa Negrense. Hi you guys, another day here at the Casa, and today is the night before Thanksgiving. So that means the kitchen is chaotic. We have to prep everything for the Thanksgiving day. And of course, what is Thanksgiving Day without a turkey? This is the star of the show. And today, lucky you, my Filipino, American, and international viewer, because I am going to show you a traditional, of course, preparation for the turkey, plus with a little bit of a spin because I am Filipino, so I always incorporate my heritage, okay? So, young turkey, this is just a small one because it's just the four of us, and my mom doesn't really eat turkey that much, but for the sake of Thanksgiving, and this is the start of the Thanksgiving table back in the days and even now, so we are making some turkey. Today, I'm just going to show you how to brine the turkey, okay? And then I'm going to load this video, but then I'm going to show you the little bits and pieces of the Thanksgiving here itself. That's going to be a day after Thanksgiving, but this will be shown for how to brine the turkey so others can also see this and can have an idea on what and how to brine their turkey. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to the ingredients. So, we have the frozen turkey, of course. We have the water here for brining. This is 10 cups of water. And later on, I'm going to add a an ice cube or a big ice or a chunk of ice that I you know already have in the freezer. We're gonna put that in here later on to cool it down because of course obviously you cannot submerge your turkey straight there, but I'm gonna use a big ice that I made in a Ziploc bag just to cool it down. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hand first because I keep touching the turkey and salmonella is a bad thing. So you should always handle turkey with caution, okay? Because it's a poultry. So we're gonna have to do that right now. All right, make sure your hand is clean as I said. Let's go with the first ingredient. This is bay leaf, dried bay leaf. You have the fresh one, go for it. If you have a dry one, the better. So we're going to use about 5 leaves of this dried bay leaf. We're also going to be using peppercorn. This is a combination of the black and the white pepper. Actually, yeah, this is it. And this is also my brining solution for my corned beef. So that, and I have here cayenne pepper because we are in Louisiana, of course. Who doesn't eat spicy food here? No one. Gabriel loves spicy food, so we should do that.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum. And also, we have to use sage. Sage is my go-to spice condiments for turkey, for any poultry, meat. So this is what we are using. We are also using some cloves. There you go. Shake it, shake it. That's the cloves. We're going to be using about 10 of the cloves. If you want to see how a cloves looks like, all right, I'll show you. There's also clove powder, but cloves usually comes, it won't come out. There you go, like this. It looks like a nail, little nail. Why do I compare it to a nail? But anyways, this is the cloves. All right, so we're going to be needing 10 of that. Since I already put that in here and my counter is clean, it all goes now to the braining solution. There you go, because I don't want to waste anything. So there's about 7 in there. So we're going to add a few more. All right, sorry, we're just showing you the recipe yet, but I already started that. So, of course, we're going to be using salt. Usually, I use iodized salt for this because it's just going to be thrown away afterwards anyways. And iodized salt really give bold flavor. And we're also going to be using some rosemary. Okay, few of this rosemary. And then, of course, because I'm Filipino, this is where it varies. I'm going to be putting some soy sauce. And I'm going to be putting some sugar. All right? So sugar, soy sauce, salt, cloves, sage, rosemary, cayenne, and bay leaf, and my white pepper and black pepper. Actually, this is my corned beef solution. So I am going to get the real salt. I'm going to get the real white and black pepper container, and I will put that in there. So, are we good? We are good. And let's not forget, we need some garlic and we need some onion. So I'm going to be using one onion here and one head of garlic here, okay? So that's what we're going to use. So this is basically what I did with the garlic. I smashed it and then I chopped it. Same thing with the one onion. I just cut it into this sizes, okay? So it's all going to our brining solution. All right, so let's finalize the recipe or the ingredients. So this is 10 pounds of turkey, frozen young turkey, to a 10 cups of water, to a 1/2 cup of iodized salt, 1/4 cup sugar. No, 3/4 cup. Sorry. Let's repeat. Okay. So we have here 1/2 cup of iodized salt. We have 1/3 cup of 1/3 cup of sugar, and we have 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We have about 5 bay leaf, 5 leaves of bay leaf, dry bay leaf. Remember, this is the clove. I already put so this is the leftover because I wanted to put 15. This is 1 tablespoon of no, that's not 1 tablespoon. Yeah, I use 1 teaspoon. This is the teaspoon right here. 1 teaspoon of thyme, not thyme. Oh God, no, it's really Thanksgiving, huh? I'm already in that mood. So what this is 1 teaspoon of thyme and 1 teaspoon of rosemary. And that's it. That's it. And of course, let's not forget our cayenne pepper. I'm just going to dash it. So I'm going to be using 1/4 teaspoon of this, okay? So let's start the process here. So in here, where the cloves already are, let's just add this ingredients, the one that I showed you. And so that's the bay leaf, the rosemary, and the sage, and the cloves. And now we're putting the soy sauce. We are putting the sugar. And we are putting the salt. Okay? It all goes there. And we are going to combine this. Why I use this? Because it's convenient. It's easy. I can just mix it together, and in a few, I'm going to use a whisk to incorporate all this flavor before I start adding the onion and the garlic. All right, now we're gonna whisk to really make sure that the flavors are well incorporated. And I just have to point out, I forgot one very important ingredient to this. That is the Worcestershire sauce, or the I call it Worcestershire, but it's Worcestershire, they said. It's from Worcester, New York, the terminology, so don't get me on that, you know. It's already Thanksgiving mid or night, and I have a lot of things to do. And so that's why I can't find words today. Plus, I am sick, but still making something here for the family and for all of you guys to have an idea with this Thanksgiving. All right, this is what we're talking about here. Yep, this is the Worcestershire sauce. I have a hard time looking for it since look at my pantry. It's all in there. And so I have to find it. All right, so let's guesstimate here. I'm putting 1 tablespoon. Okay, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire sauce, whatever you call it. That's it. All right, so, and also we're just gonna put some pepper here. We're just gonna grind some freshly ground pepper, about 1 tablespoon also. Okay, I'm not gonna show you how to do that. It's hard to film while grinding it, but we're putting some some pepper. Either white or black pepper, but I prefer black because it's a turkey. Okay? All right, so if you see those little brown specks there, that is the pepper. And now we are going to place our onions. And we are going to put the garlic too. And we are going to boil this one. And then let it cool. And then we're going to submerge the turkey in there. All right, and we're just going to mix. I imagine this is like adobo ingredients without the vinegar and without the what else is missing? Yeah, this is like basically an adobo marinade for me, but I'm gonna use this as a brine for my turkey. But it has other spices too, the American traditional spices in here. So this is good because this is my recipe every year, okay? Every year. All right, so while we're waiting for the brine to boil, we are working on our turkey right now. I'm going to open this one, wash it, and make sure it's clean before we start brining this or submerging this into the brine solution. All right, so this is how the turkey looks like, okay? It's all cleaned. And don't forget, please, reminder. Okay, if it's your first time, if you're a Filipino coming to the US for the first time and try to put a Thanksgiving little lunch together, tips for you guys. Right here, where the neck part is, this is where I grab this part here. It comes in a paper bag like this. Please do not do not forget about this because you might end up like putting this big chicken in the oven already with this inside a bag. Okay, so inside comes gizzard and a thigh or liver. That's it. You have to rinse it. You have to wash it very well. All right, so let's come over on this side. Make sure you clean it. Rub salt on it to make sure it's clean. I am not putting this in my turkey. Just this one, I'm gonna bake it. But this one, I'm not putting it in because I'm using it for the stuffing. I make rice dressing, so I will ground it up with the rest of the sausages and won't be placing this. But this, I will have to put this in the brine. Okay, turkey looking nice and clean. Okay, that's how the turkey looks like when it's not yet cooked. And this is, I don't know what they call it. I call it my push button or the turkey indicator button when you know that when you bake it and it's cooked. So please also remove this one. Make sure you don't bake your turkey like this. It's okay to brine your turkey with this, but when you bake it, remove this and change it into a yarn. A kitchen twine, the one that's safe for eating and baking. That's what you're gonna replace this with. I'm just making sure that you're not making mistake. As I said, this is the cavity where I got the liver and the gizzard. That where they wrap it in a paper. This is where usually it is located, and the neck is usually stuffed in here. So when you clean the turkey, make sure you are making all those things, like making sure there's no stuff, there's no meat organs here and no neck in there. when you try to bake or even when just brining it. So that's why I'm gonna put a title on this as how to brine the turkey if your first time and how to prepare the turkey when it's your first time preparing a um, a turkey or a Thanksgiving lunch or dinner, and especially if you're Filipino coming from the Philippines and for the first time making a Thanksgiving dinner. All right, so let's continue. Let's check over here. The brining solution is boiling away. It smells like adobo. That's how usually it smells. My Thanksgiving smells like adobo and something else, right? Because of the sage and the rosemary that we place in there. So I'm going to leave it boiling for a few more. Maybe boil it about 5 minutes. When it starts to boil, turn it off, and then you can start putting the ice that I prepared. That ice is about 3 cups of ice just to cool off the solution or the briny solution. I don't have to put more water because the ice itself is cool enough, because I want really the turkey to to be submerged with the briny solution. And of course, you know, use your common sense, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a bigger turkey, of course, you can double the amount of the water that I place and double the ingredients. But for me, this is just for a 10-pound turkey because I don't need a big one. But if you have a big party, double it, triple it, as you may. All right, let's turn this thing off, and we are going to be placing the ice in a few. All right, since I already turned off the heat, I'm going to cool it off. Just keep stirring it until it cools down a bit, and then I'll put the ice, because I imagine if I put the ice right away when it's still boiling, it's not gonna be you know, we're just gonna end up melting the ice and it doesn't serve its purpose. So wait about 30 minutes of cooling this one, just stirring it, and then we'll place the ice. All right, I let you in my freezer, okay? So you owe me big time. While working on, I'm looking for the ice that I made, okay? All right, this is the ice that I'm talking about. Just this small ice, but it's gonna cool off the the brine. All right, it's really nice to have a freezer, so you can really store the things that you want. If you are a little nosy about my freezer, I have my homemade tocino and my homemade chorizo in there. Yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I roll in the house. Everything is homemade. All right, no preservatives. So going back here, what if the ice that I place here and you put the turkey and it doesn't submerge all through the solution? So a simple solution is add water, right? Add water, and that's gonna seal the deal. But for me, this and plus a little bit of the ice will already submerge the turkey into this brine solution. So that is my my say, or that's my opinion to that. Just add water. Or you might say the water, if you add water, shall you add salt? Use your discretion. Yes, you can. So let's say in every cup of water you place, add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, if you may. But you don't have to, but if you want, you can. All right. All right. Let's start putting the ice in there. So this is a little workout though. Trying to get the ice from here. Or trying to get the ice from the Ziploc bag. You have to destroy the Ziploc bag, of course, if you wanted a fast job. Alright, finally, I was able to remove it. So let's go. Last time. Just stir it. Because you're going to cool it off. And there you go. Bye, ice. See you in a few. So when this ice is almost melted or incorporated to our brine, then we shall wait for a few more minutes, making sure that the water is really on room temperature before we start submerging the turkey. The iceberg is so hard to melt. I'm working on it. This big iceberg, like the Titanic iceberg, right? It's hard to melt. So just keep doing that and then it'll just go through its course. We can never escape steps, right? We have to go through it. So finally,